have those books that you read and you just can't help but fall in love with it, and you don't even mean to fall in love with it. It just happens. It's like the way I'm explaining it, it's like I'm explaining true love. That's the only way I can explain this book. It is true love. I love it so much, and I am doing a review for it right now and trying to contain myself. And that book is, it's on my iPad, Him by Sarina, Bowen and Elle Kennedy. Now, I have never read a book by Sarina Bowen. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. Sorry if I'm not. But I have read a book by Elle Kennedy. I have read The Deal and The Mistake, which I freaking loved. It was awesome, amazing. And so I saw this book. I didn't even mean to pick it up. I was already reading a book that I loved. I was reading several books that I loved, actually. And I decided to go on to one of my favorite book bloggers, and I go onto her page, and the first book that is there is Him, which is the book. And I look at the summary, and it's one of those books where you're just like, oh, I've been so fast, I need that book. So I kind of went and bought it. And I couldn't wait to get it on Book Depository. I could not wait at all. I couldn't wait 7 to 10 days for it to arrive. So I ended up getting it on my Kindle. I'm on the Kindle app, and yeah, I kind of put down the book that I was reading that night, and I decided to read this that night. I think it was like 2 nights ago, and I finished it last night. No, I finished it the night before. Oh, wait. I finished it in a day, okay? If you count 24 hours and wise. I started reading it one night and I finished it the next night, so sort of. You get the idea. Anyway, into the book review. Okay, so this book, okay, for those of you who know me and my reading style or anything like that, then you would know that I love contemporary romance. Well, I love romance. I love good love stories. And that's what this is. This is a beautiful love story, and I absolutely loved it. And there's a lot of love in this review. But usually the books that I read, they are centered around a male and a female. Not this book. This book is centered around 2 males. That's right. It's a gay romance. And I'm in full support of, you know, loving who you want to love. And I don't understand why some people are against it. And there are people that are against it. I don't understand it, but we're not going to get into that. But I love this book. I love this book. It's beautiful. And I can't even explain it. I was fangirling. I think there's only one other book that made me feel the feels as much as this one did. And that book was Withering Hope. And I forget the author's name. How can I forget the author's name? Oh my god. It's Layla something. I'm so sorry. But anyway, I feel so bad. So, I'm going to tell you what this book is about. Just the basic stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Okay, so this book is centered around 2 friends named Wes and Jamie. And it starts off with them being 17. And they're at camp. They're at hockey camp. Actually, they play hockey. And they've been best friends since they were 13. They've been going to this camp for ages. It's a summer camp. So every summer, they go to the camp and they hang out and they spend time together. But during the school year and everything like that, they will communicate back and forth through this box where they would leave like little gag gifts in the box and they would send it back and forth. That has relevance to the story, but not to the storyline. Anyway, yeah, there's 2 friends, 17, and something happens at the summer camp when they were 17, because one of them, Wes, is gay. He likes boys, and he actually loves his best friend, Jamie. Awkward, I know. His friend Jamie is straight. Makes it even more awkward. But, yeah, something happens where his feelings for Jamie kind of show. I'm not going to tell you what happens, except if it's of a sexual nature. Yeah. But that freaks Wes out, so he ends up kind of going off to college and never talking to Jamie ever again. But Jamie doesn't understand why that is, because he didn't see that much, like, he didn't really think that much of what happened in the past. I don't know why you wouldn't if you were straight. Like, I wouldn't freak out about it, but don't just brush it off. Anyway, so they're separate. You know, two different colleges, going their separate ways. One of them misses his best friend, who he is in love with, but he can't be near because of what happened in the past. The other one, Jamie, is off living his life, but wondering where the hell he went wrong with his friend. Like, what did he do wrong? He doesn't understand, because he didn't really get to say goodbye, not really. So he's kind of sad, but angry as well. And fast forward a few years later, and they're playing hockey in college, and they're just finishing up college. So they end up sort of running into each other at a game that they're versing each other in. They're an opposing team, so they're versing each other. And all these feelings start coming up again, and just, I mean, Wes is still longing for his friend, longing for more than friendship, and Jamie just really wants his friend back. He misses his friend. Like, they're both kind of lost in their own way. Like, they know, like, Wes knows where he wants to go in his life. I think Jamie's still trying to sort it out and stuff. So after their little game, their match, then after their little game, they sort of start talking. They get together and start talking, and they decide, you know what, we're gonna try this whole friendship thing again, because, you know, the past is the past. We're gonna brush it off. So Wes, he decides to, because okay, so Jamie, I'm sorry if I'm making this so confusing. Jamie is working as a counselor person, not a counselor, but like as a coach, sorry, at the summer camp that they used to go to. He's there during the summers, and because, you know, that's his connection to Wes. So he goes there and has that connection, and it is beautiful. But what he doesn't realize is that when he turns up there, Wes is there as well, because Wes rings up the coach, like the head of the coaches and stuff like that, the guy in charge, and says, look, I want to do this, sign me up. So he's a coach there as well, and they're sharing a room, because they used to be roommates in summer camp, and the guy that's in charge used to be in charge of them, so they know each other. They all know each other through the years, and so they end up being roomies again, and that leaves the door open for a lot of sexual tension to heat up and grow and eventually explode all over the place. And so that kind of leaves, that's as much as I can tell you. I can't really tell you anything else, but we already know where the story is going to go. If you don't, well, then you get surprised. But I love this book because it doesn't have any bullshit. I love books that don't have too much bullshit, because it does sort of take away from the story itself, and it annoys me. So yes, it doesn't have any bullshit. The characters are lovely. I love Wes. He is so funny. He's like a little jokester, but underneath that jokester persona, he's got a lot of emotion. He's got so much. Like, he loves Jamie so much. He doesn't let anyone get close to him emotionally, and something that is explained later on in the book is something that is past, like after the whole thing with Jamie, that kind of shaped him as a person. And I can't really tell you what it is, but he made my heart melt, and so did Jamie. Like, it's bad enough, like, my heart melts with one guy in the book, now there's two, and they're together. And it just makes my heart melt to the floor and just go everywhere. And the heart is not even in the chest anymore. But yeah, I loved Jamie. He was a sweetheart because he, after everything that has happened, I think almost every other friend, if that happened to any other two guys that are friends, I think that friendship will probably be over or very much strained. And he didn't let that get in the way of their friendship at all, and I do love that. He didn't let anything get in the way of their friendship, and they treated each other with so much respect and so much love. And I loved how it wasn't rushed. It wasn't rushed. Like, they didn't go, oh, I love you so much. It wasn't insta love or anything like that. It was explained that Wes's love for Jamie grew through the years as he was trying to discover whether he was straight or whether he was gay. And then there was Jamie trying to find himself and where he stood on the spectrum. And it was just a beautiful story that went very well, beautifully paced, and okay, I need to mention the character, Holly. You don't know who this is unless you read the book, or unless you're going to read the book, or anything like that. But Holly, the Holly character, she is Jamie's girlfriend, or friends with benefits at the beginning of the book. And I thought that there was going to be a lot of bullshit with that, but I was so scared. I was like, oh god, she's going to cause a whole lot of shit. No, she didn't. I think that's a spoil. I just spoiled that little bit for you, but it's nothing too much. At least you know not to stress when you meet her character. When you meet her character. But yeah, she was a very good addition to the story, actually, but I don't think that she was necessary, but whatever. I liked the book, okay? This is my first really big book review, so I still have a lot of practice in this. This is really awkward, but I do love this book so much. Oh my god, Wes and Jamie, oh, I love you. And I just proclaimed my love to my iPad. That's taking reading seriously. So that is the book review for that. I will leave my review for it, which is probably a little bit more coherent than what I was talking about just now. I will leave my review for that from Goodreads in the down bar, and I will probably not do another review for another week, like for a week. Then I think then I would probably be doing a book review. So if you have any, I love recommendations. Like, if you have a book that you think that I will love, then please comment and let me know what it is, because I love new books and I do trust a lot of people's recommendations. As you can tell, all the books that I buy are books that are loved by everyone else. So yeah, and if I feel a little bit nervous about it, I will get it on my e-reader or borrow it if I can from the library. So I always find a way. But yeah, that is my review for him. And hold on, before we finish this up, yeah, my review for him with the cover with the sexy abs. Look at that. Yeah. But before things get weird, I'm gonna head off now and do some homework and then read for the day. That's my agenda. So don't forget to read lots, fall in love with many characters as you can, and just enjoy reading. That's as much as I can really say. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.